What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. You have a modified Thursday team here today. You have myself, AlphaDog Bets, here with my guy, JD, from Line Movers. JD, how are you today, brother?
Doing good, man. Doing good. It's Thursday. I did have to look down.
Me too.
See what's just to see what the day was. Yeah, man. Thursday. Yeah, ready to get to it.
Listen, Nick, we came on the show yesterday and told you to fade the shit out of the Knicks. So there's no Knicks gloating when the guys on the show told you to bet against the New York Knicks, and that definitely did not disappoint. The Knicks disappointed, but if you bet the Kings last night, you were definitely not disappointed there. JD, before we get into the recap, the New York Football Giants hired John Harbaugh. What a day for us New York Giants fans. JD, what do you think about the John Harbaugh signing to the New York Giants?
I mean, yeah, the other's big. As far as during yesterday's show, we kind of knew that this was going to happen. We just weren't. It just hadn't happened yet. So yeah, glad to see that is like go ahead and actually done.
It is done, Joe. The numbers have not been released yet. I still think they're working out very minor details, but we're at the point where he's agreed to become the New York Giants coach. So every time that happens, you know what that means. He is going to be the New York Giants coach. You can no longer bet it on any of the prediction markets. It's off Bet365 or any of the other books that offered that type of wagering. So yeah, John Harbaugh is officially the coach of the New York Football Giants, and it looks like offensive coordinator Todd Monken is going to be joining him for the New York Giants, and I'm super, super stoked about that.
If I was a Giants fan, I would. You have a lot to actually look forward to now. Yep. With actually Dart and Cam and just everything that's actually going on there now. Yeah, I would be happy.
100%. And Nick, that was what I was going to say here. The big thing for the Giants is they've been a laughing stock of the league. Free agents have not wanted to sign there. Players have not wanted to go to the New York Giants. And now when you have a guy like John Harbaugh instilling a positive culture, instilling a good football environment for New York, I think it's going to be a big move in much more than what we see on the field. I think it's going to impact respect to the Giants of the league, a team that's been respected for so many years, one of the classic football teams. And I just think it's going to bring stability to the New York Giants. Jake is still talking over here like he isn't an Eagles fan. Well, let's be honest here, Jake. Let's be honest here.
Jake, you have to be happy that y'all finally fired your OC. It took way too long.
Yeah, and now they're going to get Brian Daboll, former Giants head coach. That's who's rumored to be going there. So we'll see how that one plays out. I actually think that would be a great hire for Philly. I don't want to see that. But the New York Giants do have John Harbaugh, the first coach off the market, and I think the other dominoes are going to start to fall now, a lot that we've been waiting for. So exciting stuff there. JD, you ready to dive into our recap, talk about yesterday?
Definitely.
Let's do it. Wednesday recap on a Thursday afternoon. I'll jump in here first. One of the most heartbreaking beats I have seen in a while last night was that Michigan game. We did have Michigan minus 12.5. They were up by 16 with just under 30 seconds left, and back-to-back threes killed them there. So unfortunately, Michigan did not get it done. We had Duke, who did get it done for us as well, so I was very happy with the Blue Devils getting a big win there. And JD, our resident Duke Blue Devils fan, I know you must have been happy to get that win there. How did you do yesterday?
For sure. College basketball was definitely not the best. It was actually one of my worst days of the season. Some teams just simply didn't show up. There's no other way to really say there, but if you just look at the stats, you can see they just clearly did actually not show up. But as far as tennis helped us out. Tennis is hot.
Crushing tennis, bro.
Especially the WTA had a very hot start there. So
I'll get Jake. You got to listen. You got to listen. Well, I'll break it down for you, JD. I won't even let you answer this question. Okay. JD is married. His wife is a Lions fan from Detroit. Let me tell you something, Jake. Let me tell you something. You got to make the wife happy. I know she's probably home right now, and she probably dressed JD this morning like she does every day. So can't give them shit for wearing the wife's home team. They're not an enemy of the Cowboys. You can't do that.
And just to tell you this, during actually Christmas, we actually went up there. When I tell you I have so much Lions gear. That's what her whole family gave me this actually Christmas. They're trying to like vert me to be just a Lions fan. And I have every, like I said, every shirt, hoodie, pullover, anything Lions you could possibly
You're
think.
swagged out. You're swagged out.
Yes, completely. I have a golf jersey now. Like,
Come on. What are you gonna do? You just got to accept it, right? What are you gonna do?
So yeah, I'm not gonna be wearing some stuff just because I have it. So.
Yeah, and you have to. You have to make the wife happy. See, let me tell you, I'm very fortunate. My girlfriend supports my teams. Wasn't really a huge like football fan. She always watched sports and watched football, but she didn't have like a team she was a super big fan of. So fortunately, I get to wear Giants gear only and AlphaDog merch and all that good stuff. So nice. I get where you're coming from, but we'll move on because Jake's an asshole. All right, JD. Anything else you want to talk about yesterday's slate or anything we saw yesterday? Also, big day today. Golf is back. So if anyone out there is betting any round leader, any tournament bets, let us know. We love golf bets. I have about 400 of them, so please let us know what you guys are taking in the golf world.
Yeah, right, just actually one thing before we get into today's slate. We've been talking about it for the past few days now about how college basketball this year, these home dog spots that in years past these were just all home run spots. And this season, they just had not been coming through. Well, yesterday, I swear, basically every single one did.
Yep.
So we'll have to keep an eye on actually that and see how that keeps going here.
Absolutely. All right, JD. Well, I have a feeling today's going to be a short show because Blabbermouth is not here, so we have actually time to speak today. Little two-man pick and roll, little vintage alpha JD show. Ready to dive into any action? Nick, what the fuck? What the fuck, Nick? Did we not just do a whole thing? Golf is back. Everyone should be excited. What are you betting today? Yes, Nick, we just said this. Let us know if you have any golf bets. We'd love to actually hear it. JD, let's let everyone know both of our favorite first-round leader bet that I know both of us had bet today.
Yeah, the first one I know we're both on is our guy, Killer Keith. We have Keith Mitchell, first round leader at plus 6,000.
Yep, exactly what I am playing as well.
I know that was one was there anything else we actually both had?
I think that was the only one we aligned on in round leader, but we both only had a couple.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I would.
Jake is saying Celtics play of the day today. They're playing Miami. I can see it. They're only minus 2.5. They're getting a 60% chance on ESPN BPI. Don't mind that play, Jake. Definitely do not mind the Celtics tonight in the National Basketball Association. Looks like Nick is also on Killer Keith as well. Let's see a big performance out of Keith Mitchell today. Hit a plus 6,000. I got $10 on it. Let's get 600. I love it. David is here as well. What's up, David? I haven't seen you in a couple of days, I believe. Glad to see you here. Nick stepped away for a minute. You should apologize. I also have Ben Griffin. Patty's pick says Henley and Griffin. I like Griffin. Henley has a decent chance to win it. I just didn't like his odds. I believe he's plus 2,000, plus 3,000, something very short. I know that's not something really short when you're talking about sports betting, but when you're trying to pick a round leader out of 160 golfers, I do think that's just a little low for me to play. But I do like Griffin. I do think that's a good angle as well. JD, I want to dive into a little basketball, some of today's slate.
Let's do it. Yeah, if I can talk.
I was going to say, you need a sip of water, brother? Because I got one right here if you need me to pass you one. If you do, you just let me know. But before that, we're going to jump into, you guys know who picked this game. Let's be honest here. When I break this one down, you guys see on the screen, you know which one of the two on this set has decided to play this game. So I'm excited to hear what he's taking. We have the 11-6 Elon Phoenix. Pretty sure that's like an online school, not even a campus. Taking on Northeastern Huskies. Trivia for anyone in the chat. What state are the Northeastern Huskies in? JD, I'm going to kick it over to you. We got Elon. We got Northeastern. What do you got?
Then also, as far as Elon, that sounds like an online school. Where are they?
Northeastern. I found out where it is. Let's look up Elon.
I actually know where it is. I mean,
I found it. Okay. Of course you do. Of course you do.
You know why?
Stetsy Boy wins the trivia of the day. Northeastern is in Boston, so that's Massachusetts. And JD's Elon is in his backyard with the other 9,000 schools that are in North Carolina.
Yep. So for this one, as far as this Elon team, if you are in VIP, we've actually back to this team this season quite a bit. They have been a national very undervalued team. So we've either bet Elon or either actually bet an over in some type of way because they can score points, but they can also give up some also. For this one here, when I just first like look at the line, I was just like 3.5. I was like, other seems. But actually, when I dug in, dude, you have the most. These are awesome. I was about to say these are awesome. They are so random.
Who the fuck is Reggie Lewis?
Let
me tell you something, and I don't mean this in a bad way. Okay, he did die very young. I was gonna say Reggie Lewis died a year after I was born in 1993, so he's from way back there, but he died only at 27 years old. It's looking like, so I'm not gonna make any comments there. Reggie Lewis was on the Boston Celtics. There you go. Or his stats. Was this guy any good, or does David just pull out unbelievable names of guys that are like role player, bench players? And then, of course, I try to click his page to see his stats, and it says, remembering Reggie Lewis. He averaged 21 a game. Dude was a dog. 21 a game. That's crazy. In 1991, he averaged 20.8 points per game on 50% shooting. In 92, he averaged 20.8 points again, identical to the decimal on 47% shooting. What a name. What a name. Stetsy boy, please continue to always drop these names in here.
Yeah. But yeah, for this game, as far as actually Elon, like I said, as far as the actual number there, when I first looked at it, I thought it was low. Then when I dug in more, it seems pretty actually spot on. For me here, as far as this total goes, this total's a little too low. We actually got in this at actually over 159. It has bumped up some now, but I still like it. This is a game that I think gets into more of that 165 to 166 range here. So it is one that I am comfortable to still take the over. As far as actually Northeastern goes, as far as their offense, it isn't bad. It's like, it's definitely not the best, but their defense is horrible. And as far as actually Elon, they're the same way. Matter of fact, I think both of their defenses technically ranked at least 300 or either more. So they are right at the bottom there. But as far as actually Elon, as far as their offense, as far as their offense efficiency goes, I had them ranked 65th. So yeah, there's why they are still a good team. But like I said, they put up points, but they can also give up plenty of points. So, yeah, rolling with the over here. This is one that I actually really like.
There we go. If I were to play something, you guys know I'm not. I would play Northeastern in this game, plus 3.5. So ESPN BPI is giving Northeastern a 55% chance to win this game outright.
Really?
And the line on this game just doesn't really make sense to me. Elon's only a 3.5-point favorite when they've been a significantly better team all year in the same conference as Northeastern. You take a look here. Elon's 11-6 on the year. They're 3-1 in the CAA. Northeastern, like I said, is 5-11. They're 6 games under 500. They're 1-4 in the CAA. They've done terrible this year. However, they're looking like the team that's going to win this game by the line. The line is a little bit off, in my opinion. This one, we are seeing the money is heavily on Elon as well, which makes me want to be contrarian and bet the other side. This is not going to be a play I'm on tonight, but if I were to pick something in this game, I would definitely take the Northeastern Huskies at plus 3.5.
Let me check. Right. Have they played this season?
These two teams? Let's take a look.
Yes,
they have. And Elon won 103-91 in a billion-point game.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good for your over.
Because I had thought that they had played, but yeah, I was just making sure.
Yep. Yeah. For me, I think Northeastern gets it back tonight. Not an official play, but that's exactly what I would play in this spot. All right, JD, you ready to move on to game 2?
Yes, sir.
All right. We're moving on to NCANT. If anyone can name what state that they play in, you get a bonus point from JD. They're taking on William and Mary, who's 11-6, 2-3 in the CAA. That being said, JD, we have a 13.5-point line for William and Mary. I think that's in New Jersey. I think that's the one by me. Let me double check.
It is JD, not.
Are you sure?
It is in Virginia.
Really? Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Yeah, it's in Williamsburg, Virginia, like I told you. I tried telling you, JD. What do you like in the Virginia William and Mary hosting NCA&T?
All right, so William and Mary here. This is a team that we've also backed a few different times here. They play at a very fast pace, very fast. So they are a team where, as far as points, I definitely like to actually target that. But this is also a team that plays really good at home, and then not so well on the road.
Yep.
Very, very simply put. I think against the spread, I think they're undefeated at home. Let me check that.
Breaking news, everyone. The Sony Open is officially underway. Keith Mitchell right now in his first hole, second shot, JD, looking to chip in, potentially in birdie range. I will keep you posted here. I may or may not have the featured group up on ESPN Plus on one of my tabs here. Keith Mitchell, the shot's going in, JD, and he is 3 feet from the cup. Mitchell will be -1 through 1.
Nice. So yes, William and Mary, they are 5-0, 8 ATS at home. Guys, they're like past couple games, really last 3 games, they honestly have not played well. But those have all been road games. So now they are finally back home in a place that they love to play. They actually have a great crowd here. It's just one of those smaller schools that just the crowd is just always good here. And then they have this NCAA&T team coming in, and they're simply just not good, guys. And I think that this is a William and Mary bounce back smash spot. I laid the points here. If you want to take their team total over, I don't mind that. But instead of worrying about that, I just laid it because, like I said, I think they just this just seems like the ultimate smash spot here.
There we go. JD, I'm agreeing with you here. I do think they get it done with the points. This is a play I'm not going to be on tonight as well, but I do see this one playing out the same way you do. NCAA&T Aggies. They have yet to win a game in the CAA. They're 7-8 in the year. They've really struggled. And then you take a look at their most recent performances. They've lost 4 games in a row, including to Elon, who we just talked about, including Northeastern we just talked about. That's the only win Northeastern has gotten in conference play. So you can see that. And they also blew them out. Northeastern blew them out. William and Mary on the other side loses the 3 consecutive games, but they've played some tougher opponents during that stretch, including Drexel and Monmouth. Before that, they beat Stony Brook. They beat Towson. They had a couple big wins for them as well. And this team should be able to cover the spread tonight, JD. So I'm with you 1,000%. Let's see them get it done. All right, JD, ready to move on to the National Basketball Association? Then I have a little fun idea of a little segment we're going to do that. You have no fucking clue what I'm talking about, but we're going to do it. So you ready to move it? And you might not enjoy it, but we're still going to do it. We're moving on to the NBA. You ready to roll, buddy?
Let's do it.
Let's get it. NBA game we're breaking down is going to be our good friend Nick's favorite team, the New York Knicks, going to Golden State, taking on the Warriors. The Knicks are 25-15. They are 8-11 on the road. I say this every time the Knicks are on the road. They are a dog shit road team. Yet again, they are 3 games under 500 on the road. Going to Golden State, taking on the Warriors. Golden State is 22-19 on the year, but they're 14-6 at home. So this is another example of a team that's really good in this spot and a team that's really bad in this spot. News on Jalen Brunson, starting point guard of the Knicks. He did get injured last night. He did bang up his ankle. I do not believe he will play tonight. Warriors are currently getting 7 in this one. JD, what do you got?
Yeah, as far as yesterday goes, we were talking about the Knicks versus the Kings, about how that seemed like a lot of points. And I was not expecting them to just get their ass beat, though, and actually lose like outright. So that happened. But like I said, as far as this, I haven't been really in actually depth. So this is something that I'm not going to play. But I will say, even though that this is a back-to-back, with the way they lost, it does make me want to just like lean towards the Knicks side. But like I said, that's with me not really going in super deep though. And I know you know a lot more about this team. So
Yeah, I mean, this Knicks team just is very disappointing on the road. Mike Brown does not get these guys up for road games. They've really struggled this entire year, and especially as of late. The Knicks have not been a good basketball team. Let's take a look at their most recent performances, shall we, JD? And unfortunately, I have to not just look at the last five. I have to pull up the whole schedule because that's how fucking bad they've been. Last game they played yesterday against the Sacramento Kings, they lost 112 to 101. Game before that, they beat up on Portland 123 to 114. Game before that, they lost to Phoenix 112 to 107. Game before that, they played the Clippers. They won 123 to 111. So they're 2-2 in their last four. They lost the 4 games prior to that in a row. So the Knicks are 2-6 over their last 8 games. If you take a look at their score list and who's the top scorer of the game in every single performance, it's been Jalen Brunson basically at every single game. Don't believe we will see him tonight. That's going to be a big issue. Steph Curry gets up for big games. I know this Warriors team gets up for big games, and I just don't anticipate this Knicks team really having much of a chance in this one. They're saying here that Jalen Brunson's doubtful. Like I said, I do not think he goes. And I would take the Warriors in this. I know the guy in the Knicks hat is not telling you to take the Knicks yet again. I know. Crazy. Second day in a row. But I do think this Knicks team really is going to struggle in this spot against the Warriors, and I think the Warriors do get it done. If I were to play anything in this game, it would be the Warriors minus the 7 points. JD, any official play from you in this game?
Definitely not.
Okay, fantastic. Well, that's going to do it for the games that we had planned today, JD. But are you ready for the exciting segment that I just thought of a couple minutes ago?
Yes.
I'm going to tweet it out first, so we're going to build up a little dramatic
suspense.
Hold on,
ready because I have no idea what's about to come.
Did Big Dog Keith make this putt? That's the other thing I really want to know before I fully. I won't be able to see for a minute. Okay, so what we're going to do, JD. We're going to talk about the remaining teams that have not hired a coach. I'm going to pull up Kalshi here and see what we can bet on what coaches or what potential head coaches are going to go to what open NFL jobs. So, JD, as we know, there are 7 current NFL openings available right now after the Giants were the first off the board on Harbaugh. There were 8, now that we're down to 7. Any team you want to start with as I tweet this out that you have an idea who the coaches are. And I'm going to pull up Kalshi, guys. If you go into Kalshi, you can see single.
I'm also going to pull that up to see. Yeah, to see exactly what we got going on here.
So let me tweet this out here with John Harbaugh going to the Giants.
So we need to go to football. Where did you go under to find that?
You can just search. So search Titans head coach. It'll be the first one. And then you can click each one individually. There we go. All right. I got my tweet out. Let me pull it up here on Kalshi. And the first one, you want Parlay Princess here? Thunder Rockets. Okay. Thunder Rockets. JD, quickly, you want to touch on that game? You cool with that?
Thunder Rockets.
I'll pull it up here. We got the Thunder. We got the Rockets. The Thunder are 34-7. They're 14-4 on the road, going into Houston, taking on the Rockets that are 23-14, but they're 12-2 at home. Rockets are one of the best home teams, if not the best home team in the National Basketball Association. This one opened at 4.5, is now up to 5.5, favoring OKC. Injury report here. Isaiah Hartenstein and Nikola Topic are going to be out for Oklahoma City Thunder. Luigi Dort is a game-time decision. For your Houston Rockets, for Joe's Houston Rockets, why the fuck do they have Fred VanVleet on here every day? We all know he's basically out for the season. Fred VanVleet, obviously, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Tari Eason, so they will be short a couple forwards in this spot. JD, do you have a play on this game? Because I do.
No, I do not. I do have to say, though, like I said, I've not been betting it, but I have been keeping an eye on it, and as far as Sengun goes, he's been back, I think, for 2 or 3 games now. And that was big for them because without him, they were not doing well whatsoever. So with him back now and actually with him having a couple games, this Rockets team is probably undervalued actually like a little bit. So the Rockets side just would be kind of where I would lean. But yeah, this is actually one that I am definitely not going to play though.
There we go. I'm definitely going to be taking the Thunder in this spot, guys. I think it's going to be a big spot for them. Tari Eason not going to be there is going to be a little bit of a difficult obstacle for them to overcome. And like I said, I do think the Thunder are going to have a big performance. They've been playing some really good basketball as of late, winners of 4 consecutive, and their last 2 games were not even particularly close. The Rockets have been struggling. They are losers of 3 of their last. The only team they beat up on was the lowly Bulls. And they did in this stretch of losing 3 games out of 4. They lost to the Kings and they lost to the Blazers twice. All 3 not great losses for them. On the other side, like I said, the Thunder have been red hot. They're coming in off a win against the Spurs, where they won by 21 points, a team they really couldn't get over all year long. The Spurs beat them in the NBA Cup. The Spurs also beat them in the regular season, so they were really struggling and finally did get over that obstacle. Before that, they played Miami, beat up on them by 12. Before that, they beat Memphis. Before that, they beat Utah. So they're getting their groove again, and they're pretty well rested. Their last game was on the 13th, so they have had 2 games off. Both teams have been rested. But like I said, what I would take in this game would be the Thunder minus the 5.5. I will be on that tonight as well. And Jake, I'll let you know as well, your call early in the show where you're taking the Celtics minus 2.5 might be my favorite play of the day as well. That's going to be another bet that I am on, and you may hear that come back up when we go through best bets. All right, JD, quickly, let's take a look at the Titans open head coach market. Who's next? And right now we do have it up via Kalshi. The favorite Titans right now is Matt Nagy. Matt Nagy is currently getting 37%, which means you can bet it at 40 cents. What the hell does that mean for people that aren't used to prediction markets? It means if you put $100 on Matt Nagy to be the head coach of the Tennessee Titans, who does have the shortest odds, you get back $250. The second place guy right now for head coach for the Tennessee Titans, believe it or not, is Brian Daboll. He had an in-person interview with the Titans yesterday, and Brian Daboll is up to a 31% chance, which means you can bet it at 30 cents on Kalshi. $100 at Brian Daboll being the next coach of the Tennessee Titans returns you $334 plus your 100 back. Then there's obviously guys lower on the list you could take a chance on. Mike McDaniel is down there at 17 cents. That would mean if you bet $100 on Mike McDaniel at 17 cents, that would net you $589 plus your 100 back. Below him is Mike McCarthy, and below him is Kevin Stefanski, all guys around 10% odds. Any of those you think would be a good match for Cam Ward and the Tennessee Titans?
Well, so from what you said, you think that Daboll gets the OC job?
And with the Eagles, absolutely.
With the Eagles? Because, I mean, like, as far as from what this is going, it seems like it's just between those two. I mean, that's what it really, like, looks like. So, as far as Nagy here, I mean, like, that seems...
I think he's the guy. I
was about to say, from everything we're seeing here, that seems like the pretty clear choice here.
Yep.
Do I see anybody that I like better?
Keith Mitchell's minus 1 through 1, by the way. Let's fucking go, JD. We're the goats.
There we go.
We're the goats of golf.
You know what? Not really, man.
We're not the goats of golf?
No. Way far there. As far as the
David, we'll have a whole show about it. Don't you worry. We'll be having a whole show tomorrow about it.
Oh yeah, tomorrow. That's what we got going on.
That's the big one.
As far as Nagy, man, I actually might bet this.
I did an article for a Sportsbook Review. That's where I do all my writing, guys, and that's exactly who I put. I predicted every open available head coach spot. Sorry about that. And I did take Matt Nagy to go to the Titans. I think that's a match made in heaven, even though I think he's not a great coach. The Titans are a dog shit organization. They fired Mike Vrabel because their owner's an absolute buffoon. And now they're going to get Matt Nagy. So everything seems like that's going to how it works out for Tennessee. Anything else on the Titans, JD, you want to add? And then I'll pull up the next team here.
And
let's pull up your Ravens. Baltimore Ravens next head coach. The overwhelming favorite is the person that I have $100 on, and that is Jesse Minter. I took Jesse Minter at 18 cents on the dollar, $100 pays back. I believe it's 603. That's the ticket I have. He's all the way up to a 43% chance. $100 on Jesse Minter right now does return you $233. They're actually all $250 to get out of my $100 ticket, which is fantastic. After Jesse Minter is Brian Flores, and after him is Robert Saleh. Who do you think is going to be the coach? And you already know mine because I said I have a ticket on it. I absolutely love Jesse Minter to the Ravens.
I was about to say, I mean, yeah, these actually first two, they both seem fairly clear here. Like I said, I don't think it's going to happen. But as far as actually Saleh goes, I think we talked about this the other day. He's the only one that I could see like really like working that, and I think it would be a good fit. But like I said, it's just not a likely thing to actually
I
happen.
agree.
But
I agree. So what do you think about Minter, JD? 43% right now. Like I said, $100 pays you back. I believe, what did I say? It was 250, 233.
I'm gonna say he is the clear favorite currently.
Yeah.
So actually, like
What's
both
up,
of
Craig?
these first, what's going on, man? As far as these first couple teams here, I think I'm going to put a little wager on actually both of
I've
these.
really been enjoying doing this, JD. I know you've seen me text you a million times about Kalshi and how I've been really
Yeah.
enjoying the head coaching market. So I'll just give everyone a little backstory of what I did with the Giants head coaching search. I was 99% sure the Giants were either going to get Kevin Stefanski and John Harbaugh. I loaded up on both of them around plus 200 and plus 300. I'm talking about loading up. I fucking loaded up on both sides. Anytime one of those two jumped up at Kalshi and had really good odds and a good payout, I took the two of them consistently over the course of the last week. And once Harbaugh was officially hired, it was a huge profit for me. So that's the way I've been using it when I really do think I have a good read on the coaching search and who I think are going to be the top two. Because all these guys are coming in at really low percentages. You can get big plus money on each and really get good odds if you like two guys for the potential coach situation. So, JD, the next one we're going to bring up is going to be the Browns. Let's pull up the Cleveland Browns' next head coach. And this one is a dog fight.
Oof, Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel is the current tied leader. He's tied for the leader at 34 cents, which means a 34% chance. Tied with him is Grant Udinski. Both of them are coming in at 34 cents. Below them is Jim Schwartz, who just interviewed, and that's my selection, actually, for who it's going to be. Right now, you can get Jim Schwartz at 15 cents. I know they had an in-person interview with him this week. When you take a look at $100 on Jim Schwartz, it does pay out roughly under 700 at 667. Jim Schwartz is a defensive guru. That is what he is. And the Cleveland Browns need to just lean into their defense with Myles Garrett and the different weapons they have on that side of the ball. That's why I think Jim Schwartz is the clear-cut choice for me. Who do you think should be coaching the Cleveland Browns?
I mean, what you just said makes sense. As far as McDaniel,
I think that would be a disaster.
I don't know why. Yeah, that just doesn't seem right whatsoever. I agree with actually Joseph here.
That's so funny. We were both trying to click it.
Yeah, we were trying to click it. There's actually like what
That's my prediction. That's my prediction.
I would hope for. I mean, that would be the best for actually them. Man, as far as the Browns, as far as their defense goes, there's what you were saying. There's what they've been good at. That is what I think. Just actually, like you said, they definitely need to lean into that. Have we even heard of actually who they're thinking about, what they're going to do as far as who's going to start actually next year?
No, they haven't said a word.
Okay.
Wait till you see the Arizona Cardinals, which we're going to be doing next. I think it's so fucking funny. They're top three. Oh, just wait.
The Browns, I just think it's such a shit show, man.
I agree, David.
And yeah, I like just don't know.
Yeah, that's a tough one to read because the Browns always fuck everything up. So let's move on to the Arizona Cardinals. I'll let you pull it up, and I'll let you take a first look before I tell everyone who's the overwhelming favorite here. At a whopping 34%.
Okay.
Vance Joseph putting his hat in the ring is the overwhelming favorite right now for the Arizona Cardinals. He's coming in at 34%, which, as you guys know, 34 cents. $100 on Vance Joseph to the Cardinals pays you $295 back. In second place right now is Joe Brady, offensive coordinator from the Bills. So he's coming in at 17%, aka 17 cents. $100 on Brady pays you $589. So the reason we're talking about this and going over it, because I do feel like these prediction markets are really going to be prevalent in 2026. They're really going to be a big way people are gambling, and you can really arbitrage doing these kind of things. So let's say you think this job's only down to Vance Joseph and Joe Brady, right? You put $100 on Vance Joseph, you put $100 on Joe Brady. If it's either of them, you're making decent money. Either of them. $100, like I said, on Joe Brady pays you $589. $100 on Vance Joseph nets you back $295. So if it's either one of those on just $100 on two guys, you're making at least $95. And you're hoping for it to be Joe Brady because you'll make an even bigger payout. So I do think it's very interesting there, and it's a lot of fun to kind of bet this way. It's kind of a new betting style for a lot of the gamblers out there, so it's a good opportunity to get into these prediction markets and learn a lot more. All right. JD, who do you think is going to be or take the Cardinals position before we move into the Dolphins?
So as far as Salah was actually at number 1 here.
Yeah, he dropped, right?
And then he dropped. And then Vance Joseph was way down. And now he's the overwhelming favorite.
Correct.
So that's going to tell you a lot there. It seems like Salah is like 2 or 3 in like a lot of these teams.
Yeah.
Cardinals is one of those where I actually don't like that. I like don't. This is another one though. If you're just reading lines here, as really as far as Vance Joseph, I mean, it's this is another one of those that seems clear.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. Could not agree more, man. It really does. And I think we'll have to see how this one plays out. But right now, it does seem like, for Arizona at least, that Vance Joseph is their clear favorite. We'll have to see if he'll be able to have a good interview. We'll have to see all the reports that come out of that. But Vance Joseph right now is the overwhelming favorite to take the Arizona Cardinals job. All right, JD, let's move on to the Dolphins. And this one's an interesting one, and I think you have to buy. I'm going to immediately tell everyone, Jeff Hafley is the overwhelming favorite from Green Bay. And we all know that the Dolphins just hired the former Green Bay general manager. So, to me, that's somebody I already have $100 on as well, JD. I took it when it was at 21 cents about 3-4 days ago. Right now, he's up to 34% and 34 cents. So $100 on Hafley right now returns you $2.95. The second option I have on this list is someone I also have $100 on. You can currently get him at 20 cents to win 500, and that's Chris Shula. JD, do you know why I'm taking Chris Shula?
Probably the name.
You got it. You got it. I think it's down between those two guys. I do think it's going to be Hafley, but I took a little insurance to cover myself with a little bit of Chris Shula. Like I said, $100 on Shula pays $500. $100 on Hafley pays you $2.95. So it's just the same as the last one, guys. If either of them are named the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, you'll net at least $95 no matter which one it is. And if it's Shula, you'll net yourself a cool $300 or more. So this is why, yet again, we're going over, because it really is a good opportunity if you feel like you have a good read on the coaching market where you can take multiple candidates and still profit a good bit of change as long as one of your guys does get the position. What team am I forgetting? I'm forgetting one. We have one more. Steelers. Thank you so much, JD. You always know. Steelers, and that's a big one for the chat. We have a lot of Steelers fans here. Let's pull it up. And let me tell you something, JD. Wow. Is there a big, overwhelming favorite now with Pittsburgh Steelers? That was not how it was yesterday. This has changed dramatically. Shula yesterday, JD, you could take a look. On the 14th was only a 36%. He's up to a 48%, a 50% chance, which means if you put $100 on him, you bring back 209. I think Brian Flores is the guy. He's currently in second. You can get him at 30 cents, which means $100 pays you $3.34. I think they need to go a route like a Brian Flores, a guy who has a very good demeanor, a guy who's going to control the locker room and instill a defensive value into this Pittsburgh Steelers team, which, let's be honest, that's the identity of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who do you think's the right candidate here? Tell him, Craig. Let him know.
Sitting here through it. Well, one, as far as this market, as far as Shula, he is up there, but you kind of have a few guys that are like up there. This is the market for me where it seems like we really don't know. But of these three guys that are at the top, Flores makes the most sense to me as far as what you said, but also because we know that they want somebody who's actually going to be there for actually like a long time. And I think that Flores just kind of seems to fit all around of what I think the Steelers want.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that.
Because as far as McCarthy goes, I just don't see him being a long-term coach. Like
I agree.
That just doesn't make any sense to me. Shula is like up there though, and I mean, like, it just seems like Flores is. It just seems like he's the better fit.
A lot of value on the board, JD. Last one to break it down. Someone from the show just messaged me and asked me to pull up the Raiders because there is no big favorite here. Pull up the Raiders. Let's take a look at their next head coach. You can make a ton of money if you want to take 3 guys on this list, on the Raiders list, and pick one of them to get to position. JD, let me actually put this one on the screen. I think it'd be more fun for the people to look at it, right? Let me move this to a new browser. Let me come back over. And it's actually moving by the second. It was just at 27%, moved up to 28%. But hold on, let me get back to where we just were here. Let me share the screen so we can show what the Raiders' next head coaching options are. And Connie, you are naming in the chat right now who is the heavy favorite for it, but it's not like a heavy favorite. Let's take a look here. You guys can see here, and let me go back over that browser so I can click around and show you guys what you could do here. Here we go, Vegas. So yes, Brian Flores right now is the heavy favorite to be the Las Vegas Raiders pro football coach. He's at 28% chance, which means you get 29 cents on the dollar. You put $100 on Flores, you net right here $345. So if there are guys that you have interest on this list, everyone is really short. Davis Webb's an interesting one. Former NFL quarterback, very, very young, but he's known as an offensive guru. I am intrigued to see if he gets any opportunities this year. Somebody I followed for a while who I think has a good chance. Clint Kubiak, son of Gary Kubiak, an offensive guru in his own realm, has also been steaming up the potential coaching boards, and I do think he's going to get a job this year. Right now, JD, we can see here, Brian Flores is coming in at 28%, 29 cents. When we go back, what was the team we were just doing?
The Steelers.
Thank you. So he's the heavy favorite right now, Brian Flores, for the Vegas position. But when you take a look at the Pittsburgh odds, let's pull that one up here. Shula and Flores is at the top. So let's just say Flores goes to the Steelers, which I think is going to be a good option. Let's go back to the Raiders now. Let's take Flores off the board. And you can also do a small hedge on Flores if you think he has a chance for the Raiders as well. But then your top guy is Kubiak at 17%, and then you're looking at Davis Webb and a lot of guys under 10 cents. So, for example, you think Davis Webb has a decent chance. You put $100 on him, you return 1,112. So there is a ton of value to be made on the Raiders right now. Let's say you want to put a couple bucks on Shula to cover yourself. I understand that. But the Raiders is wide open. So if you get any information and you follow this, guys, there's a real opportunity. Take a look at the price on these guys. How is John Harbaugh still available? I don't know. He's already gone. But let's say Vance Joseph or Cliff Kingsbury, someone who we've already been, seeing on other lists. Let's say Cliff Kingsbury. $100 on Kingsbury is giving you fucking $2,500. So you could take a bunch of flyers here. There's a ton of value, as I've been showing you guys, and JD's been showing you guys, and you can pretty much arb this and get some good returns here. That's what I've been doing. As I told you guys, this is what I did for the Giants search. What I did yet again is I took Harbaugh and I took Stefanski because I thought it was definitely going to be one or the other. I had, being completely transparent, $1,200 on Harbaugh and I had $1,100 on Stefanski, and I made basically $90 to $95 per 100 on whichever one got hired. So I'm paid out like a bandit, going to be honest with you. So I'm going to be continuing to hit these head coaching markets because I think there's a ton of value on the board. And if you know how to play them and you play them the right way, you can make a lot of money in the head coaching world. JD, our surprise segment that I didn't even think of doing until 15 minutes ago.
Right.
Seemed to bring a lot of people in here. So I hope you guys enjoyed that and see what we're doing. I'm happy to bring these up every day because let me tell you something. I refresh these lists every 2 hours because I do think there's value on the board. And with the news that comes in, these odds are shifting like no other. Just 4 or 5 days ago, said an 86% chance to go to the Dolphins. So you could have taken anyone else on that list and made over 1,000 on 100. Motherfucking Ghost TV. Well, JD, that's going to do it for the head coaching value shopping board. But we have one more segment on the show before Best Bets. Let's dive into our splash.
Let's do it. Let me get my screen shared. Here we go. Guys there at Splash Sports. Just like I said yesterday, right now they have a lot of golf going on because that just started. But like I said, if you're doing full actually tournament or either actually first round, some of those are off. But there are still some that actually you can get in, and these go every single week. Also, so just getting started there. As far as the NFL, guys, they have a ton going on this week. So definitely check those out. And then, of course, they always have your daily NBA and NHL. But we are more interested in their quick picks.
Yep.
Section here. Today, they have a few new boosts for this actually Thursday that you can see across the top here. Tomorrow we will have an official slip because we will be doing our NFL.
Yep.
So we will be posting that. That will be tomorrow. As far as the NBA, I need to talk to Joe to actually see like if actually he has any NBA props that he really likes to a night, and maybe we can put something together here because it does look like we have a few nice boosts there. But if you would like a boost even greater than all those, you can use our promo code and get a 100% profit boost on your first quick pick slip, plus a $50 deposit match. You see the promo code there. It is also linked if you're on YouTube, it's down below, and if you're on Twitter, it is also linked there as well.
There you go. Well, JD, that's going to do it for our splash segment, but there's one more.
Joe actually wants me to call him as soon as the show's over, guys. So sounds like he may have something. So be watching out on Twitter, watching out in the Discord, wherever you actually follow us, and we may have a Splash Sports slip dropping.
There we go. All right, JD, let's get into our best bets of the day. Let me know when you're ready.
Ready to go.
God, you've been right on it this week, baby. I've clicked it like fucking 17 times. Best bets for Thursday, January 15th. Let's get into it. My best bet of the day is going to be the Celtics minus 2.5. I hate that I agree with you, right? I think there's a ton of value on the board in that game. Give me the Celtics minus the 2.5. JD.
Guys, we're going to go to one of the games that we talked about today. We're going to go to that Northeastern and Elon game.
My favorite.
Current number, you can still get that at 160.5. We are going to take the over there, guys. Like I said, I do think this game plays more into the 165 plus here. So let's roll with Elon and Northeastern over.
Well, there we go. Well, JD, I think it's going to do it for today's show for a very slow sports day where it's mostly smaller schools and not a great NBA slate. Yep. The people showed up. We have 850 of you still rocking with us. We appreciate every single one of you. I think you guys like that coach thing on calcium. We're going to have to do more of that. But JD, I'm going to kick it over to you. Do that thing you do and get us the fuck out of here today.
Yeah, guys, it's Thursday, which means tomorrow's Friday, which means the week is almost over.
JD, you nailed that.
Yep, nailed it. So hope everybody has a great Thursday. Let's all have a big night, guys. Let's all fucking win.
And let's fucking win, as the GOAT says. JD, I guess I'll do the thing. Carl, one of your worst performances as a New York Knicks yesterday. There was a point where you fell to the ground, sat on the ground when no one made contact with you, didn't get back on defense, and let up an entire 5-on-4 for an entire possession. I'm sick of your bullshit. If Hefe was here, he'd be eviscerating you. You're lucky it's just me. You're lucky it's just me. Figure it out. Let's see the Knicks get a big win tonight. They won't. The Warriors are going to cover, but I'd like to see it from a fan. JD, I'll see you tomorrow, bro. Big show. Yep. Football show. And to the viewers out there, we appreciate every single one of you. Thomas, we love you too, baby. Joe, we love you. Connie, we love you. Craig, you're all right. Just kidding. We love you. Dave, we love you. Joseph Stetzy, well, you know we love you. And all the guys in the comments, we appreciate every single one of you. Even Jake, you piece of shit. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace out, everybody.